Hi, my name is Tina. This is from Cosmic Turtles. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to take a collective read on what's going on right now. And it's been tough for a lot of people. It's been very heavy energies. And some of that heaviness was to mirror back at us what it is that maybe we don't know we're projecting and it's coming back at us. It's the heavier stuff that come to the surface. Maybe it was things that was in our denial box and that we haven't faced up to. Maybe it's old residual energies we're carrying from old traumas or old things that happened in the past that we kind of forgot about, and it's creating, so instead of creating the blockages, it's being kind of brought to the surface so we can let go of it. So we're going to ask the help of the cards to see what direction can help us, because in the next few days it's supposed to be a little lighter. So a lot of us maybe took some time to reassess ourselves and then come to good conclusions on how we could go forward in our life with more ease. So I'm using the Colette Baron Reed cards. First, I have a little bit of Palo Santo left, so I'm going to use it to smudge the space. Make sure it's lit up. That smells nice. Okay, so I had lapis lazuli on it. Lapis lazuli is a nice stone. Has nice blue in it. It's good for anti-anxiety, good for anti-depression. There's lots of info online on what benefits it has as a crystal that can maybe help you or unlock those things in you or help heal those things. We're made out of water, and I guess in every drop of water, I read somewhere, in every drop of water there is a tiny crystal. So if we're made 75% water, and some channelers said that from the perspective of the spirit world, when they look at us, all they see is rainbows. Well, think about what a prism does. Prism, what it does when the light goes through it, it makes rainbows, right? So we're made 75. So energetically, we radiate light, and it's not so much seen in this 3D reality, but it can be felt. So we got receptors on our body to be able to receive that info, even though we don't cognitively or even though we wouldn't be aware of what it all means. We're learning. So for the collective, I'm using the Colette Baron Reed, the good tarot. I've had these for a while, but I have the ones that I like using. Ooh, we got some that come out already. Is that just one? We have the 6 of water. Oh, sitting by the water. Healing our emotions, looking at our own reflection, and being in a reflective state. I'm going to read the definition from the book, but this is the intuitive feeling I get. There's a little bit of reflection here. Okay, so see how she is, so just holding on to her solar plexus and healing. 6 of water. It relates to the 6 of cups, and different readers will say something different, but this is specifically for the element. Let's go see what the 6 of water is about. Nostalgia, sweet memories, old flames. Yearning for the security of the good old days. Yeah. So maybe that's what the collective is going through a little bit. If I'm being triggered to remember the past, I can enjoy the warm memories, but must recognize they are ephemeral. Emotion can color my recall and distort my understanding of what is happening today. I acknowledge and heal old wounds. I can experience security today, enveloped in the arms of divine love. There's no need to return to the illusion of a golden era of yore, because I can begin co-creating a better reality right now. Authentic healing and joyfulness will be mine if I stop rekindling the emotions of the past. You can have a memory. And a lot of us will have a memory, and it's attached to an emotion. And we're supposed to be able to look at a memory without being brought totally back into it, which means we can detach the emotion from the memory, or we can even remember how it felt without falling into the feeling itself and then bringing ourselves like totally back and missing what's in the present moment. Your point of power is the present moment. Being grateful for what is one of the ways to kind of detach yourself from the old past that keeps kind of pulling you backwards. It's tough because we're always doing a balancing act between the past, the present, the future, but we gotta stay in the present moment. When we're in the present moment, that's when we can be aware of both sides, and then we can pull the wisdom from both sides. So the 6 of water is what collective's going through. So I could put it this way. Let's pull another one. Let's see. Big cards. And that's okay too. What else is there to know for the collective? Now we got the 6 of water. Ooh, there's one. 8 of water. Looking out on the shores and seeing your ships coming in. Have you made plans for certain things and you're waiting to see the results of it? And it looks like it's a sunrise. It's nice and bright. A new day dawning coming towards us. And there's a treasure beside us. Are we going on that trip? For a lot of people, travel is in the works, in the collective, within the parameters of what we're allowed to do at the moment. But so, 8 of water. Let's see what it says. Eight of water. Journey of discovery, letting go, and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity beyond superficiality. All that glitters isn't gold, and I know that I always deserve authentic riches, the gold that fills me with joy, abundance, and understanding. I fearlessly pause to re-examine where I have been, where I am, and where I might go. Now I consciously choose the path that is right for me instead of the one that seems likely to draw me onto it, or the one I feel I ought to walk. I am true to my heart. I've come as far as I can, and I leave by the wayside the last vestiges of illusion, the last bits of fear and shame. I will no longer hold on to what isn't right for me. A lot of people at this moment are questioning, and that's part of that heaviness they were feeling. They were really like examining the reflection. They're looking at themselves. A lot of people are like, okay, I've always followed this way of being because that's what I was told, and I never made the decision for myself. I just followed right through. And they're thinking about the good old days, and then they're thinking, okay, that's how I was. I am no longer that person. Today, with all the experiences I went through, everything I grew I grew through my experiences, and especially the ones that were uncomfortable. Out of your comfort zone, that's when you grow. You get those fertilizer moments, and it helps you grow, and they're not fun when you go through them, but when you overcome them, once the storm has passed, you don't even know how the storm started. You just know you got through it. Because you kind of start settling and feeling that ease. But right now, people are, whatever it is you didn't deal with yet, you didn't come to a conclusion, you just put yourself aside, and now those things are coming to the surface to be presented to you or reflected to you. And this is a time where people are like really taking a good look at themselves, and they're like, okay, what do I want to do? What is my calling? Where am I to go towards? What do I really want to do? If I forget everything that anyone said about me, if I forget anything that was an opinion of someone else, who am I? Because out of 1,000 or 1,000,000 people's opinions about you, the only one that matters is what you say about you. If you go agreeing with every opinion, you'll never get a straight answer, right? But you, in your own physical shoes, you're the one that knows the answer. What do you think about you? What do you want to do? It's a time of realization that our experience here on Earth, we help each other out, yes, because some of us have similar experiences. But regardless of all that, it's an individual experience. We're not alone, but we walk it on our own. And for those that are just coming into being and they need the physical help, we help them. And those that are almost on their way of leaving this plane of existence, we also help them. So even though it's an individual experience, we still help each other out, because it is a collective. But when it comes to making decisions for you in your own physical shoes, it is you ultimately that makes that decision for yourself. It's a time of self-empowerment, but not in an egotistical way, but in a way that has authenticity, integrity, compassion, and love as much as we can, and to be aware and use our discernment so we don't fall into our old patterns of self-sabotage at least realize that we have them, and those are the things to be aware of and to tweak things inside of us so that we have a better flow moving forward. And just with 2 cards, eh? And that's what I got so far. Now, I have my own cards I made, and they're gonna act as a clarifier, maybe something to help along the way. We had the nostalgia and thinking of the good old days and seeing a reflection of the past. Then we have what's coming up in the future, and that you're making a stand and you're bringing yourself forward in your experience. So let's see what they say for this one here. Let's see what comes out to help with the experience, or help with that. Would be the advice to encourage someone to not stay stuck in that state, but to be able to reflect for the time it needs to get the info, get back to the present moment, and do your healing. Alright. You reap what you sow. Fertilizer makes you grow. I put fertilizer moment. There's a story to that. I had a friend of mine that kept saying, "Oh, shit happens." And I was like, I really don't like that idea, because then you think that's all there is around you, right? After a while, you keep hearing, "Oh, it's just that, it's just crap." It's like, oh yeah, there's just a little bit of dust on your plates. It's just a little bit of, it's like being lazy in a way, or it didn't give me a good impression. For them, if it worked, that was perfect. But I changed it to, instead of should happen, I changed it to, sometimes in life we go through fertilizer moments, because it's in those moments of being in our, being outside of our comfort zone, that we actually grow. We're tough cookies, aren't we? We're stubborn breed. So you reap what you sow. Fertilizer makes you grow. So despite the hard times you went through, if you learned from it and you're willing to do better for yourself, this is the advice that helps. For those of you that, let's say you're someone that helped people. Let's say you were doing kitchen work and you were feeding a lot of people, and then later maybe your health went a bit and you can't feed yourself, but those people that you fed come and feed you. That's kind of like you reap what you sow. And it could be a positive experience or it could be a negative experience. It depends what you sowed back in your past to be, it depends what you did. What you give comes back to you. So be mindful of what you give. Treat others the way you want to be treated, right? So to gain an understanding maybe of the heaviness we've been feeling is those moments maybe you didn't understand and you're seeking those answers, and we got some time to, and it was heavy enough that it makes you sleep anyway. So sleeping is healing. If you need the rest, you take the rest, because without the rest you don't have a clear mind to be able to decipher all these things that are coming to the surface in the first place. So for those of you that are making a stand, because this is like it has a sequence, right? It starts 6 of water, and then it goes 8 of water, and it's going leaps and bounds. We're going forward. So we're heading towards an energy that's a little lighter. It will feel a little stronger because wisdom has settled inside of us. From our past experiences, we've acquired knowledge, yes, but after some time we understand why we went through those experiences, and once we understand, then we can then extract the wisdom from those experiences. Oh, mirror, mirror, you are mirroring each other. So as you move forward, there's be like it's gonna, when you start moving forward, you'll know if there's things to work on still within yourself, even though you feel empowered. Like attracts like, so somehow your magnet, it's polarized a certain way. You've worked on your self-sabotage pattern, you discovered one, maybe there's 5 and you don't know that. But you worked on one, you're very proud of it, you feel strong and you're going forward, and that's beautiful. Through your experience of rising up and everything, this, if you feel a little bit of, oh, how come I'm still getting these experience and that experience? Sometimes you're the mirror reflection for someone else that's not there yet, or that you're being the example to. And maybe they don't like it because they're not there yet, or you're going to be leading by example. And they may not like seeing it at first and have weird interactions, and then they'll distance themselves, but they'll think about it, and maybe after all they'll think about it, and then they'll be like, okay, yeah, I want to do that. I want to ask how that person did it. Or they go inside and figure it out, and they come out and they do the same for themselves. Like rising up can be different ways, right? Some people is rising up from their shyness. Some people is rising up from something you should have done but you didn't do, and you know it would have been good if you could have done it. It's getting out of your own comfort zone, but growing into what you want, growing into a more empowered state that actually will bring you closer to the goals you're actually wanting for yourself. And the bottom of the deck, you are and have the Ascended Masters at your disposal. So you always have help from above, okay? You always have that. That doesn't go away. Your higher self is part of you, so of course your higher self is not gonna give up on you. And then when you learn about that and you connect more and become more closer, and like you become, that's the evolution, you become your higher self as best as you can be in 3D, right? Or at least have that connection, a good line of communication, maintaining it. You never feel alone. You got company. You're never alone. You got company while you're waiting for your goals to manifest. Sometimes it takes other things to line up before you can get to the results you want. Patience is a big virtue. I'm going to pull a gateway to the liminal spirits. I did not know what liminal meant, and then I found out, and it means in between. So this is the message in between. For those of you it resonates, take it, but this is for the collective. So the in between what's going on in the collective. These are so easier to shuffle. They're the same size, but they slide so well. Desert. The in-between is the desert. It's not too bad, eh? In between 6 of water, 8 of water, there is the desert. At least the desert is surrounded by water, right? Ooh. And the toad is on the bottom. Hey, wow. The toad is on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to keep the toad as well. Book for it. Desert. It's come up before. Oh. Does it say where it is? Okay. 47. Desert. The desert is a place of extremes. Extreme heat during the day and bone-chilling cold at night. A quick glance might make you think the desert is desolate, but it teems with life that's often just out of sight. It isn't forgiving. It takes great fortitude to survive in the desert. The desert reminds us to conserve our resources. Otherwise, we may put ourselves in danger. The silent saguaro cacti are the sentinels of the desert. Some say they embody the spirit of ancestors and guardians. Make a connection with one of your own ancestors or the mighty dead to receive wisdom before you go to sleep tonight. A situation may seem too hot to handle right now, but things will eventually cool down. Try not to waste your time fighting or worrying about it. And that's important. That's the in-between. While we're going through this collective transformation in a way, and everything seems a certain way, but it's all happening internally for each person. That's why be kind to each other, because you don't know what another person's going through, right? You'd want them to be kind with you if you're trying to get over, but trying to figure things out for yourself. Proceed with caution. This is not the time to take rash action or make hasty judgments. That's what I just said. Okay. So, don't worry about a thing. Let feelings and emotions go through you so that they went right through. Don't keep them stuck. So it just be a reminder of the past, and you'll stay stuck with that. And ask for the help of the ancestors. Ask for the help of spirit, the greater source, your passed on loved ones, Mother Earth. Anything that has a greater consciousness that pertains to your beliefs, right? It has to make sense to you too. Your higher self. You are your own ancestor as well. Don't make any judgments on anything. Not yet, not until you know the truth. It'll reveal itself once things get cleared up. '87 is the toad. For those of you that keep up with numerology, 87. Okay. The amphibious toad begins its life in the water as a tadpole, then transforms to become a creature of the land. This speaks deeply to the toad's connection to adaptability, regeneration, and of course transformation. Well, that makes a lot of sense. The desert in between the two waters, right? We're swimming through the waters of emotion right now. And some of us feel like we're drowning, but we're a tadpole, right? And then we're going through this transformation, and get on land, and then it'll be maybe easier to navigate because it won't be as dense as traveling through water. That's a transformation that's happening. But in this case, the cards that came out, it's like when you come out to land, you'll think it's a desert and there's nothing going on. But this is just what it seems like. And that's why we need to trust our intuition, trust our inner feelings, trust we're activating more than one part of just what we've been used to using out of this physical experience. We're activating our light body. We're activating our more than our five senses that we've been grown and accustomed to knowing that we have. We're becoming more as a species and collectively as well. These blessings have made the toad a symbol of fertility, wealth, and fortune in many cultures. However, its uncanny ability to camouflage itself, paired with the warty appearance, it earned the toad a reputation for being a familiar spirit of witches and a keeper of secrets. So it got a bad rep because of what it looks like. So it says don't place any judgments, right? You can find value in any person you meet. Doesn't matter how they look like. Each person has something to offer in a good way. So the message of the toad is, it's time to play a game of hide and seek. Be a master of camouflage in your search for the truth, but don't stay in disguise too long or you may lose your way. You've reached a crossroads that seems difficult, but you are capable of weathering the storm and choosing the right direction. That's where the collective is. Take a chance on something that may seem unlikely to you. Fortune will reveal herself to you. So that's the message for the collective right now, for the collective read. It's about reflection, reflecting on ourselves, about ourselves, and what we want to do going forward for ourselves. How would you treat your own best friend? What would be the advice you'd give to your own best friend if that best friend was you? This is Tina from Cosmic Turtles. And I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you.